Welcome to Thoughts in the Dark, the podcast where we delve into what humanity means and its often perplexing nature. Today we embark on an exploration of Albert Camus's philosophy of existentialism. Albert Camus, born in 1913 in French Algeria, witnessed the harsh realities of poverty and conflict early in life. These experiences shaped his worldview, leading him to question the nature of existence and the human struggle for meaning. Unlike traditional existentialists, Camus didn't concern himself with questions of being or essence. Instead, his focus was on the human condition and our relationship with the world. Camus's philosophy is built around the concept of the absurd, the clash between our desire for significance, order, and clarity on the one hand and the silent, indifferent universe on the other. He argued that our quest for understanding and meaning is inherently futile because the world offers no inherent purpose or order. In his essay, The Myth of Sisyphus, Camus uses the Greek myth as a powerful metaphor. Sisyphus, condemned by the gods to roll a boulder up a mountain only for it to roll back down every time he reaches the top, embodies the human condition. Camus sees Sisyphus's endless, pointless labor as a parallel to our own lives. We wake up, work, struggle, and seek meaning in a cycle that, at its core, might seem just as futile as Sisyphus's punishment. But Camus's philosophy isn't one of despair. Instead, he argues for a rebellious embrace of life's absurdity. He famously concludes that one must imagine Sisyphus happy, suggesting that there's joy and freedom in recognizing the absurdity of our situation and choosing to live anyway. This acknowledgement of the absurd doesn't lead to nihilism, but to a more profound engagement with life. Camus diverged from other existential philosophers, like Jean-Paul Sartre and Friedrich Nietzsche, in his approach to the absurd. While Sartre focused on the individual's responsibility in creating meaning, and Nietzsche on the idea of the Übermensch overcoming human limitations, Camus suggested that the absurd itself should be our primary focus. He argued that we shouldn't try to find or invent meaning where there is none, but instead recognize and embrace the absurd as the fundamental truth of our existence. This embrace isn't passive, it's an active engagement with life, a constant rebellion against the absurdity of our condition. It's in this rebellion, Camus suggests, that we find our freedom, the freedom to live fully and passionately, without the need for illusions or false hope. It is the realization that the universe, in its vast and unfeeling expanse, does not cater to our need for purpose or reason that leads to a profound crisis. The absurd condition, as he describes it, is not just a philosophical concept, it's a lived existential experience that every individual confronts. It's the moment when we question the very foundations of our existence and wonder about the point of our endeavors. Camus suggests three possible responses to this realization: suicide, a philosophical or literal escape from the absurd; a leap of faith, embracing religious or other transcendent beliefs to impose meaning; or acceptance, the choice to live with the absurd. Camus advocates for the third option, seeing it as the most authentic response. This acceptance is where personal rebellion comes in. For Camus, rebellion isn't an act of defiance against external forces. Rather, it's an internal revolt against the absurd condition itself. It's about saying yes to life, despite its inherent lack of meaning. This rebellion is an ongoing process, a constant struggle to create and live by our values and passions, in spite of the apparent futility. Camus's personal rebellion is deeply tied to his concept of freedom. In a world that offers no intrinsic guidelines, we are free to create our path. This freedom is both liberating and burdensome. It empowers us to live authentically, but it also places the responsibility of our choices squarely on our shoulders. Camus contrasts this with the idea of hope. Hope, in the traditional sense, relies on the expectation of a future payoff or meaning. But for Camus, true freedom comes from living without this hope, from finding joy and meaning in the present moment, regardless of what the future may hold. This concept of personal rebellion isn't just a philosophical stance for Camus, it's a practical guide for living. In our daily lives, it translates to embracing our experiences, both joyful and painful, as integral parts of our existence. It's about finding beauty in the mundane, passion in the routine, and meaning in the moments that make up our lives. Today's society, with its rapid technological advancements and complex social dynamics, presents new existential challenges. Here, Camus's thoughts on the absurd find fresh and compelling relevance. In the 21st century, we are witnessing unprecedented changes. The digital revolution, while connecting us in ways never before possible, also confronts us with a barrage of information and a platform for endless comparison. Our modern-day Sisyphean tasks often involve navigating the complexities of social media, the corporate ladder, or the pursuit of an idealized life. The absurd condition Camus described is acutely felt in these contexts. We seek meaning and validation in likes, views, or career milestones, only to find that satisfaction is fleeting. The more we engage in these tasks, the more we confront the absurdity of our pursuits, a realization that can either lead to despair or, as Camus would suggest, a form of rebellion. Climate change and environmental degradation add another layer to modern existential crises. Here, the absurd manifests in the struggle between our desire for progress and the seemingly indifferent forces of nature. We strive for sustainability and environmental stewardship, yet the scale of the challenge can feel overwhelming. In the face of such challenges, Camus's advocacy for personal rebellion becomes particularly poignant. This rebellion involves recognizing the absurdity of these struggles, but choosing to engage with them passionately and authentically. It's about finding personal meaning in our actions, whether it's through environmental activism, community engagement, or simply living in a way that aligns with our values. Political and social unrest further illustrate Camus's ideas in the modern context. As we grapple with issues like inequality, injustice, and political polarization, the absurdity of our situation becomes apparent. The quest for a just and equitable society often seems endless and fraught with setbacks, not unlike Sisyphus's eternal uphill battle. Yet, Camus's philosophy offers a lens of resilience. In acknowledging the absurdity of these struggles, we can find the strength to continue fighting for what we believe in. This form of rebellion isn't about achieving a final victory or finding ultimate meaning in our causes. It's about the act of standing up for our beliefs, even when the outcome is uncertain. Living authentically, as Camus suggests, requires introspection and self-awareness. It involves understanding our true desires, values, and beliefs, and then acting in accordance with them. This might mean setting boundaries, changing career paths, or even re-evaluating our relationships. It's a continuous process of aligning our actions with our authentic selves. Another aspect of embracing Camus's philosophy in everyday life is cultivating a sense of gratitude. In a world that may seem devoid of inherent meaning, the act of appreciating the small wonders of life becomes a form of rebellion. It could be as simple as savoring a cup of coffee, enjoying a moment of silence, or cherishing a meaningful conversation. These moments of gratitude anchor us in the present, helping us to find joy in the journey. Finally, embracing Camus's existentialism means embracing our shared humanity. After all, it is a universal experience, and there is comfort in this shared plight. Fostering connections with others, engaging in community activities, or simply offering empathy can be powerful acts of rebellion against the isolation that the absurd can sometimes bring. I invite you to reflect on Camus's ideas and consider how they might apply to your own life. Thank you for joining us on this exploration. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more of these videos and support the channel. If today's journey resonated with you, don't let the conversation end here. Leave a comment down below. Consider following us on Spotify and join our community on Instagram at Thoughts in the Dark. Farewell.